you're new to Forex, don't be overwhelmed. That's what we're here for at NewayFX, to actually teach you how to make some money. But I think it's really important that we teach you the basics and teach you exactly, the elements that you need to watch out for, and the things that you need to be aware of before you actually get into the market, and just to give you a basic understanding as to exactly how it happens in the real world. So let's get started. The first thing that we need to talk about is the currency. There's so many different currencies out there. There's a pound dollar, there's the euro yen, there's a euro dollar, there's a dollar Swiss. But for now, just for this lesson only, we're going to be concentrating on the pound dollar. Right? Okay. The second thing that you need to be watchful of is the exchange rate. The exchange rate is basically the exchange rate between one currency versus another. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, if you go to a different country, if you have a dollar, you're basically asking, how much can I get for that dollar? That's what the exchange rate is. And just for simplicity's sake, what we're going to do is we're just going to put the exchange rate between the pound and the dollar to be 1.500. Okay? And I'll get to the meaning of these 3 zeros in a minute. Third thing you need to do is, how much are you trading? But for simplicity's sake, again, we're just going to put $1. Now, this video is just to teach you just the basics and just to show you exactly how it happens in the real world. But of course, we're not going to be doing it in the real world. We're actually going to be doing all this online. But for newbies and people who have no idea what the foreign exchange market is, it's very important to actually know exactly how this happens. Okay, so position held. This is basically if you're long or if you're short. I'll explain that in a minute. So we'll just go, for this lesson only, we're just going to go long. Okay? And then the last and final thing is the currency placement. What I mean by that is it the pound dollar or is it the dollar Swiss? I'll get to that in a minute. So for now, we're just going to leave this blank. But I wanted to emphasize that since we're using the pound dollar, we know that the pound is on top of the dollar. It's going to make sense in a minute. So basically what happens in the real world is this. If, say for instance, you went to London, or you wanted to go to London, and you had a dollar. So basically you have $1 right now, and if the exchange rate for the pound versus the dollar is 1.500, basically you have to ask yourself, how many pounds can I get for that $1? So since this pound is on top of this dollar, or put it this way, since the dollar is underneath the pound, just the way it's written, since it's not the dollar pound, it's the pound dollar. Basically, what we have to do is we have to divide to get the amount. Again, we're trying to get the amount versus the dollar. So if I have $1, how many pounds am I going to get? So basically, what you need to do is you need to divide this $1 by the exchange rate, right? So this would be 1 divided by 1.5000, and this would be equal to 0.6. It's about 7 of them. 7. Okay? So what this is saying is you would get about 67 cents of pounds, I guess. I don't know what it's called in the pound, but it's 67 cents for pounds will get you $1. So if you wanted to exchange it right back, what you would do is you would multiply this. Now, since the dollar is underneath the pound, we divide it. But now we have the pounds. We have the pounds. So basically, we want to get back to the dollar. So we have 67 cents in pounds, but now we want to get back to $1. So what we have to do is we have this is on top and this is the bottom. So we're going to do this in reverse. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and then we multiply that by this same exchange rate, 1.5, and that'll give us back $1. So that's it. That's the basics. This is what happens in the real world. However, you here at NewayFX will actually learn how to make some money. Now, here's the difference. Okay, So in the previous example, we said $1 and we had the exchange rate as 1.5. So when we divided that, we said the pound, you would get 67, I don't know, cents as far as pounds is concerned, right? So what happens if this 1.5 actually changes? And it does frequently in the foreign exchange market. So what I'm saying is, what happens when this goes to 1.5050? See, in the foreign exchange world, this is actually 50 pips. But if you're new to it, just think of it as 50 points, right? So what you would do is, you would do this, you would calculate it this way. It would go like this: point this number times this new exchange rate, right? And this would actually give you 1.033. So this means that in the first scenario, we did it very basically. We just divided it by 1.5 and then multiplied it again by 1.5. And this was assumed that the exchange rate didn't change. But in a typical scenario, in the real world, what happens is it changes quite frequently. Like if you're trading the pound dollar at 4 o'clock, the market is moving, and it's moving pretty hectically and moving pretty fast. And this moving 50 points is absolutely nothing. So basically what I'm telling you is, if you bought it at 1.5 and then you later sold it for 1.5050, which is this 50 points, you made a profit of this right here. That in a nutshell is exactly what we're doing right now at NewayFX and what we're teaching you at NewayFX. But online it's a bit different in this way. Before you place any trade, right? Before you place any trade, you have to tell the computer whether or not you're long or you're short. Now, if you're long on the pound dollar, it basically means that you're buying the pound dollar. If you're short the pound dollar, it basically means that you're selling the pound dollar. What this basically means is, if you're long, you're expecting it to go up. If you're short, you're expecting it to go down. That's all it means. You're not buying or selling anything as in stocks. You're not investing in anything. You're just expecting it to go up and you're expecting it to go down. That's all it is. Now, what you have to do is, before you place any trade, right, you have to tell the computer how much you want each pip to be worth. So for instance, again, let me clarify something. We are in the expectation business and we're trying to make money, right? So what you have to do is, you have to come up with some kind of a system to teach you, okay, do I expect it to go up based on what I'm seeing now, or do I expect it to go down? If you expect it to go up, then you're long. If you expect it to go down, then you're short. That's all it is. This is the simplest way I can put it as far as how we make money. So when you make a trade, if you pressed the button right here and the exchange rate between the pound and the dollar was 1.50000, and then 30 minutes later it goes up to 1.5050. But right before you hit the button to either go up or down, you told the computer, you know what, I want each pip that I'm correct to be worth $30. Okay? So you hit the button, okay, boom, I'm into the trade. Okay? But now you close the trade 30 minutes later, and then it's up 50 points. What this is basically means is, you've made this amount of money. You've made $30 times the 50 pips times 50. So that basically means that you've made $1,500 in 30 minutes. That's all we're doing over here at NewayFX, guys. This is exactly what we do. So if you expected it to go up, and it did go up, you expected it to go long, and it went up 50 pips, you made $1,500 in 30 minutes. This is something that happens all the time. This is something that I do all the time. This is something that people who hedge funds, this is what they do every minute or every day. This is something that they do, and this is what we're here to teach you at NewayFX. So that was it in a nutshell. In the next video, I'm going to show you how successful you can be and how profitable you can be in the foreign exchange market. Take care.